Wendy here in the Service Corps studio. Today's episode is about turning your sales team into a well-oiled machine. Our guest is Kelly Luff, Vice President of Sales for A Royal Flush. Kelly's built an amazing sales team, and she's going to share with us how you can take your team to the next level. So let's jump into the studio right this way. So, Kelly, what do you think of the inside of the studio here at Service Corps?
It is very spacious. It smells great too, actually. So that's a positive. Yeah.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
We love it. It's been pretty productive for us. So, thank you for joining us today for our Toilet Talk. And you are Kelly Luff with A Royal Flush.
I am.
Out of the Northeast region of the United States.
We are, yes.
So, and you have built an amazing sales team. Mm-hmm. Why don't you share with our audience a little bit about kind of the before and after of all of that?
Okay, sure, yeah. So I joined Royal Flush in April of 2019 as the Director of Event Sales. And at that time I had one other person on my team. And our outside sales team consisted of, I think, about 4 or 5 members of that team as well. The event space was really, this was 2019, pre-COVID, salad days. It was really fantastic. We have a phenomenal inventory. We have a lot of restroom trailers. And so one of my colleagues in the event space, my only colleague in the event space, she and I went out to market. And we met with a lot of wedding and event planners, and really we told our brand story. We got very connected to our community. One of the really important things about our company is that we are family run, and we are extremely service driven, and we want our customers to feel like they can reach out to us at any time. So that's always been a huge part of it. So going out and meeting our new customers, saying thank you to the customers who'd worked with us in the past, and even reintroducing ourselves to some that hadn't worked with us in a while. So after we did all of that, we were growing at such a rapid rate that we had to add more to our team, naturally. And we had put some things in more, buckets. So we had a specialty, like niche salespeople. And then COVID hit, obviously. And so event sales transitioned from event sales to emergency services. And so, we were really lucky. We had a great, really diverse sales team coming from a lot of different backgrounds. I come from travel and hospitality, and I recruited some former travel agents to come work, which was great. It's a super qualitative selling skill set, I guess I would say. Mm-hmm. And they just really meshed perfectly. Our outside team did a phenomenal job. It was hard to walk on sites back in the day. Our frontline team did a great job, and we continued growing as a result of our responses there. And then when the world opened up, we were more than ready for them. So that was it. We've been growing by leaps and bounds every year.
That is an impressive tale for sure. And so you mentioned with COVID and you had to transition from the events to more response. Mm-hmm. What were the challenges with that, with the team?
Oh my gosh. Well, I will say that our team I'm so impressed and I'm so proud to this day of how brave they were. We are based in the Northeast. One of our largest markets is New York City. And our frontline team was there, days after things shut down. We were, supporting the Central Park Field Hospital. As history was unfolding on television, our people were there supporting it. So I would get emotional thinking about it because It was such an important time, and our people were incredibly professional, incredibly brave. I always talk about our service and our people as being the hallmark of our brand, and it was never more evident than in those moments where everyone was just at odds and so challenged to just live a normal life, and they were showing up to work every day. And our sales team was no different. We just pivoted. We were there to answer the phone. We supported hospitals. It was just a really challenging but really important time in our company history, and one that really it showed what the quality of the people that we had working for us. And it was just a really a really important time.
That's an impressive story as well. So how during these challenges, how did you reward the staff? How did you keep morale up? How did you continue to rally the troops, really, as it were, to push through those challenging 2 years?
Yeah, right. Well, we're a family-run company, and while most of us, except for the ones that are the butlers, are not blood related, we feel like a family. And so we have, I think, one of our things in our brand is that we have a good sense of humor. I think to be in this business, you kind of have to be.
For sure.
You have to have one, rather. And we joke amongst ourselves. We have an internal communication platform that we use. We certainly always try to recognize great work. And it's really important for us to be able to recognize our frontline team. So we are constantly asking our customers how we did. And when we get specific feedback about an employee, we're sharing it, we're celebrating it, and we're making sure that that is public. It's a very public recognition so that everybody feels, and everybody's able to congratulate the person and really feel like, gosh, what a job well done. And then I think when you see excellence, you strive for it, and it's really created a culture of, just people who are very dedicated and feel a responsibility to do, the next right thing.
Which leads me to wonder, what have you seen from your own customers, the end user of everything? What have you seen from them over these past couple of years since you've had to pivot, you've had to rise to the occasion, as it were, sales teams, the whole team. Have your customers noticed that? Have you gotten a lot of feedback from them as to just the success and the accomplishments that you guys have put out there?
Yeah, I think that we absolutely have. I think the best testament to a job well done is a referral. So for us, it's come in the endorsement of our clients to other people. I was just at a large festival a couple weekends ago, over Labor Day weekend, and one of the producers came over and she's like, okay, we need to run down where you are again, because I have this person who's in this market, I have this person in this market, and I've talked to them about you, and I want to make sure that if you can do it, that you're doing it for them. So that's been really, really huge. And, that's the way that our clients tell us that we're continuing to do a great job, is not only repeat working with us, but put our name out there in front of their other colleagues. And that's been wonderful to get a phone call or a text message and say, hey, you don't know me, but this person said I can't work with anybody else but you.
That's really strong brand reputation.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing. So I guess where do you see it going from here? What's the future for ARF and the strong sales, inside, outside, and the company?
Yeah, I just want our team to continue to grow, to continue to be really nimble. What COVID presented to us was an opportunity to sort of get out of our comfort zones and change our way of thinking and our approach to the business. That really hard pivot, I think we were very successful with. So we're looking for new and innovative products. We're looking at new markets. We're always looking for how we can continue to grow and continue to expand the brand.
So Kelly, can you tell me a little bit about the sales structure at ARF?
Yeah. So we have an inside sales team and an outside sales team, each of which have a leader. And then there are account executives that work with that leader. And the leader is shaping budgets and targets. And then we are also working within our geos. So we may have people that live remotely to our headquarters that are actually in market and working in the outside space. And then our inside team is working at our headquarters.
So how long has that particular structure been in place?
Since I joined the company in 2019, okay. I think just a little bit before that too. But we've grown that team, and we've grown just within our geos, obviously, as well too, as we continue to expand. So we've just been focusing more on the refinement of our team. The people that we've acquired to work on both sides of the business, inside and outside, have come with a really varied background in sales and really good qualitative selling. And so we're really, really pleased. We have a really professional sales team that we're proud of, and we work on a sales cycle that's pretty tight. We've got a great CRM system and adherence to that, and it's wonderful.
So what advice would you give other operators out there who are either trying to strengthen their current sales team or, really hone in on a sound structure for their company?
Yeah. For a portable restroom company, I think one of the things that it's how I came to the industry, and it's how I've brought on a lot of other people, and we've hired other people since then, is to think outside the box in terms of the quality of the salesperson and not be afraid to invest in some talent. So while we have a great training program, and I'm really proud of that, having someone come to market and having someone come to the brand with a unique background, but somebody who's not afraid to go out and sell and cold call or show up at sites, or really kind of digging into someone's background. It doesn't have to be in the portable restroom industry. I came from a background in travel, and so I recruited in people from that industry. Now that's a non-tangible item. They were really used to qualifying heavily, and coming into the toilet industry and coming into the portable restroom industry, for those people that I brought across who really used to have to work for, and then the conversion was never a guarantee. This industry felt like, wow, this is amazing. This is such an active, engaged. I don't want to say easy selling, because it's not necessarily always easy, but by comparison, it was like, wow, this is how a selling process should work, firing on all cylinders. And we've just been looking at what that person brings to our table, what the candidate can bring to the table and bring to the brand. So we've brought on some really great talent from unique places, and then we've continued to refine the people that we have. We keep them motivated. They are commission based. So, I think anybody that you bring into your business as a salesperson, and hopefully your sales leader, needs to be hungry, needs to be willing to go out there and do the work. If someone's not grilling you on how they're going to be compensated and what your incentive structure is like, then that's usually a red flag for me when we're looking at salespeople.
Good point, yes.
Because if they're not how am I going to get, where's my ceiling? What am I, if there's not that hunger there, then you're probably going to, have some problems later on.
So let's touch on that a little bit. So let's say you are, navigating this with a sales team or, certain folks within it, and you're running into that. So you're sensing that perhaps the hunger is waning or, not really there.
Yeah.
How do you make the right decision to then maybe make some modifications to the sales team?
Are you saying in the candidate process, or in they've already onboarded and we've now?
Yeah, let's say they're already onboarded. They've got the buy-in. You have ways to keep them motivated, but you're really starting to struggle in some spots.
Yeah,
it's probably important for people to realize that you're going to need to make some changes before there's any detriment to the team in the process, right?
Yeah, I think it's really when you're working with a new salesperson on your team, and you're starting to see maybe they're not progressing as much as or as fast as you'd hoped. Sort of going back to square one and seeing where are the roadblocks. Did it come in training? Do they not have enough product knowledge? I've worked with people who 6 months on have said, I really don't feel like I know enough about this thing. You're like, okay, well, training is week 1 or day 1. I'm going over all the SKUs and all the products. Maybe that was just a tough day. You've just filled out your benefits forms. You've just gone over all this stuff. So going back to basics and sort of saying, all right, let's go through it. Let's really get in there. I also think, having that frontline firsthand experience is invaluable. So I feel like you can't necessarily sell it unless you've been there, unless you've delivered it, you've seen a service. So get the person on some ride-alongs. Have them understand what that looks like, what that end product feels like. And, it's always for us and for our brand, it's about connecting people back to the service and back to our people.
So speaking of the sales team, how do you measure the success of the sales team or the progress of how they're doing? What are your key performance indicators that you use?
So the measure of success in almost anything is going to be growth, right? So we are looking at that through our use of technology, obviously our numbers, everything comes out. It's people above profit, but we still need to make sure we're moving in the right direction there. And
for sure.
So, yeah.
For sure. Let's talk a little bit about inbound. Okay. And what role does the website play for the success of that?
Yeah, no, so for our website, we have a really phenomenal marketing team that works on it, as well as all of our social and everything too. There's always an infusion of who we are as a company and really connecting you back to us. Family run, local, in one of our markets, we are woman owned. So we really try to always connect back to that. It's also, on our wedding and event site, it's beautiful. Like you're planning a gorgeous day, the most important day of your life. Coming to a landing page with a portable toilet, like a construction unit, might not be the experience that you want, right? Yeah. So our marketing director has done a phenomenal job at just making sure that website embodies who we are. And, it's the photographs of our units, you're not getting standard stock photos. We're going in there and having them done. It's a really beautiful representation. I do love our social too. Like I love our Instagram and our, we do some stories and some, engagement. And I think that's great. I mean, it's one of those things that, we're starting to see our numbers creep up, and it just is another representation of who we are.
Do you have any final thoughts to share with the audience about sales teams and marketing and websites and how to be the best you can be?
Yeah, I mean, I was really affected by, there's a book by a woman named Lisa Earl McLeod called Selling with a Noble Purpose. And, if you can approach sales with an understanding and a true belief that you're out to change your customer's life for the better, I think that's it's a game changer for your team. This isn't just transactional selling. It's really impactful. As I spoke of with our emergency services and how our frontline team responded to the challenges of COVID, I think when you look at all the things that we get to participate in, infrastructure, the most important day of someone's life, the coolest music festival on the Northeast, all that stuff, and we get to be there and they can't do it without us.
Correct.
It's pretty phenomenal. When I spoke before, I left luxury travel for toilets. And when I left the industry, one of my mentors said, "I can't believe you're leaving this like glamorous life for toilets." And I mean, look at where we are. But it has been one of the best decisions I ever made. And I'm really, truly proud of the team that, at Royal Flush, the leadership and the people that, support us, what we've built and where we're going. And I think it's just, watch the space. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for joining us in the Service Corps studio here. I know you're going to tell everybody about it.
Yes,
how
of course.
Cool it was.
I like the orange.
I know. Perfect. Well, thanks again, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Wendy.